Hello friends, welcome to Joy of Life. So before we proceed with this episode, what I would like to tell you is that if you have not seen the system design introduction video wherein we have discussed about the architecture of this mini project that we are building, I would highly recommend you to check the same. I will leave a link to the description as well so that you can click, check the same and then get back onto the video. So on the previous episode, what we have seen is we have created multiple containers, one for Spring, one for MySQL, and we have made the connection between them. We have used the exposed API endpoints in order to persist data in the MySQL container, and we got that working, right? So in this episode, we are going to set up Kafka and we are going to create a few topics and we'll see them working. In order to use Kafka, you need Zookeeper as well. So we are going to go over to Docker Hub and check on the images. So here we have the official Zookeeper image you can see over here, and these are the tags and all. And the documentation is also very detailed. It tells us how to run the Kafka, how to connect to the Kafka, and what are the ports that it exposes and things like that. So these are the ports exposed by this Zookeeper image: 2181 for Zookeeper client port, 2888 for follower port, 3888 for election port. So this is used for leader election. And then we have 8080, that is admin server port. So we have all the details over here and we have the Docker Compose. We'll quickly check on the Kafka image. So as you see over here that we don't have any official Kafka image. I'm going to select one of the most popular images from the list. So I am little familiar with this image. I have seen many people using this one. So we'll go with this. So I have opened both the images. So here we have the Rustmister Kafka image. We have the documentation over here as well for the same. And we are going to use the official Zookeeper image. So what we'll quickly do is we'll go ahead and create a new project called Kafka. So that project will have nothing except for the Docker Compose file. And one more thing just to update you that here is the repository. I have already checked in the code. So Joy of Life is the name and URL feeder service is already there. So please feel free to fork it and clone it if you wanted to try it out. Let's create a new folder over here in order to configure Kafka. So we'll name this as Kafka. And we are going to create a YML file inside it. So here I have created a Docker Compose file and the file is for now empty. So let me open the file. So in a Docker file, what we specify is the version. So we'll be using version 3 and we need to configure the services. So for services, we have Zookeeper and Kafka. We are going to configure both these services. So we need to specify a Docker image. So in this case, the name would be Zookeeper. So we are going to put this over here. So we need to specify it as image. And we'll put the image name. And we need to give a name to the container. So we are going to call it Zookeeper. Similarly, we'll do the same thing for Kafka. So we need the image name. So in this case for Kafka, we are not using the official image and there is no official image. So we are going to take this. So this username is the name of the user who has contributed this image, or rather this image is in his repository. So we are going to specify the same name over here and we are also going to give a container name and we will give the name as Kafka. And next thing that we need in Zookeeper is we have to expose the port, right? Kafka needs to communicate with Zookeeper in order to do things. So we will quickly go ahead and check the port that we'll be using. So we need to check on the ports that's being exposed by this image. We have to use the same port. So over here we can see that the port exposed is 2181. So we are going to put the same. So this is the Zookeeper client port, right? We are going to use the same port. So we need to specify the ports over here. So we have used the same port 2181 and we have exposed the same port as well. And we need a bunch of environment variables. So first one of them is allow anonymous login and we are going to set this to yes. And similarly for Kafka also we need to expose the ports so that our application can communicate. So we are going to specify them over here. So we'll quickly go over to the image and check for the ports that are being exposed. So we can see from this advertised port is that the port 9092 is being exposed. So we are going to use the same port. So we have mapped it back to the same ports, and now we need to set up few of the environment variables. We need a Kafka broker ID. So we'll specify that, and we need some Kafka listeners. So we are going to specify the localhost IP and the port that we have exposed over here. So 9092. And also we need to tell Kafka that how it will contact the Zookeeper instance. So that will be specified in Kafka Zookeeper Connect. So we'll be using the container name colon the port that we have exposed. So it will be Zookeeper 2181, the same port that we have exposed over here. And we are going to allow plain text listeners. So we'll set it to yes. And that's all. We are done with the setup. Now we need to tell this Docker compose file that this Kafka over here depends on Zookeeper, right? Kafka cannot function without this Zookeeper. So what we are going to do over here is we are going to tell it that the Kafka depends on the Zookeeper instance. And this is going to be the entire configuration that we have for our Docker compose. So if you're wondering from where you will get the environment variables for each of the Docker image, then you can look back into the reference guide over here. You will find them everything documented over here. So if you scroll down a little on the documentation page, you will find all the details about the environment variables and the configuration that you need. So all the environment variable for official image, it's pretty much listed over here. It will be like this. And for non-official images, it's hard to say, but this image is a very nice image wherein everything has been documented very nicely, and you will find everything specified in this image. So the usage, the brokers, how to add it, the environment variables, everything has been specified over here. Everything has been mentioned very neatly in this Docker image. So you can get all this information from here, which you will end up using in your Docker or Docker Compose file. So we are inside our Git repository where we have created the Kafka. So we are going to go inside Kafka, and now we are going to use the Docker Compose, and we need to specify the file name. So in our case, it's Docker Compose YML. And to make the services up, you need to specify up. Otherwise, to get the services down, you need to specify down. So we are going to do up. So we have some errors. Let's go ahead and fix it. Okay, I have missed the hyphen over here. Let's try it again. So you can see that the images are being pulled. So Zookeeper and your Kafka both will be pulled. So now the Kafka is getting pulled, Zookeeper is already done, and then both will start up, and we'll go to another command prompt and we'll check the same. So this is just a one-time thing. So first time when you are doing it, you don't have the images, it's going to go ahead and download it. From next time onwards, it's not going to download or take this much time. So now you can see that it's creating the Zookeeper instance and then the Kafka, and both has been started. So we are good. We can see both are running. So we'll just go ahead and verify from another terminal. So we are going to do a Docker PS, and you can see over here that both the services are running over here. So we have the Kafka and the Zookeeper, both are running, and we are going to go ahead and get inside this container and create a few topics. So we are going to get inside this container and we are going to create some topic inside it. Okay, so we are inside the container, so we are going to check what's inside. I don't remember the exact path, but yeah, it's under OPT, and let's do a ls, and yeah, Kafka is over here. So we are going to do a Kafka. So we have the bin directory. We should go to the bin directory, and we have all the shell files over here that is required to create the topic and things like that. So we are going to use them to create the topic. And we are going to use Kafka topics sh, the file that you see over here. So what we are going to do is we are going to use Kafka topics.sh, and we are going to list everything, right? So we'll give a hyphen list, and then we need to specify the Zookeeper instance. So in our case, it's Zookeeper colon 2181, right? So we see that there are no topics. So we are going to go ahead and create 2 or 3 topics that we need. We need 3 topics, right, at the moment. So we need a topic for our PDF, one topic for image, and one topic for HTML, right? Kafka hyphen topics hyphen sh, and then we are going to give the create command, and then we are going to give hyphen create and specify the Zookeeper instance. It's always required. And then we need to give a replication factor. So for now, I am keeping both replication and partitions to 1. So I'm going to create all these details in a later video. We'll create a separate topic on just Kafka or Zookeeper. We need to give a topic name. So we are going to create a topic. So we need to provide the name. So let's say HTML file is our topic name. So there was a spelling mistake. So let me change it and try it again. So you can see here that the topic has been created, as you see over here, created topic. So now we are going to create two more topics, and then we are going to list it. So HTML is done. So the next one would be our image file. So this topic has also been created, and the third topic is our PDF file. So we have successfully created all the topics. So let's now list down all the topics using the same command that we have used earlier. So you can see here that all this topic has been created over here, and they are ready to be used as well. Let's play around a little. We'll just play around to produce and consume messages. We'll see how that thing happens. So let me log in through the other terminal as well so that we can see it happening side by side. So I have opened 2 terminals exactly at the same Docker container. So we are going to use the left one as a producer and the right one as a consumer, right? So let's see it happening. So we are going to use this Kafka console producer and Kafka console consumer, these 2 files that you see over here, right? So the left one is a producer. So let me get it ready. So this is the name of the file, Kafka console producer.sh, and we need to give a broker list, and we are going to give this as 127.0.0.19092. That's what we have specified, right? And then we have the topic over here. So let's say we are going to use the HTML file topic over here. You can see over here that I am in the prompt, right? So before we send some messages to this topic, let's connect the consumer as well. We are going to use Kafka console consumer.sh, and we are going to give the command over here, bootstrap -server, and we are going to give the same address. And we need to tell the topic into which we would be listening. So we will be listening to HTML file topic. So now let's put some messages over here. So you can see that it's being sent to the consumer instantly. Okay. So this is good. So what we are going to do is we are going to bring in one more consumer and see how it behaves. So I have connected this guy as well. So both of them are connected to the same topic, and let's see what happens when we produce some message. So you can see that it has started picking up the message along with this. So this is one benefit with Kafka. There can be multiple producer or multiple consumers, and we can still get things done, right? So in the next episode, what we are going to do is we are going to change our Spring Boot application, and based on the URL, we are going to post to different topic, right? If it is a HTML, we'll put to HTML file topic. If it's an image, we'll put to image file topic. Or if it's a PDF, we are going to put it to the PDF file topic, right? So in the next episode, we are going to send the event from our Spring application along with persisting in the DB, which we are already doing, and we are going to add this extra feature wherein we'll add the dependencies required, and we are going to change our Spring Boot application in order to produce the messages in the Kafka topic. So yeah, thanks all, stay tuned, and do subscribe for more videos and to progress on the project as well. So please subscribe and share with your friends so that you can keep learning. And I would also like to hear back from you guys. Would love to see you guys contributing back to this project. So see you guys. Bye bye and take care.